Good morning everyone. I hope you're doing well and you're at home safe with your loved ones and enjoying this quarantine period, because I see a lot of people posting new videos about what they're cooking or what they're doing or maybe playing some games. So it's really good that you're utilizing time with regards to what you love doing. Alright, let's start with my introduction. So myself Shreya Adhao, I'm a founder and sports nutritionist at Spirit Sports Nutrition Clinic. I've been in this field for more than 5 years now, and I've been dealing with a lot of athletes across the globe who are into different sports and who are at different age groups. Though I love working with kid athletes, and most importantly, I've also dealt with some Olympian players, Ironman, even with regards to national champions, Asian game champions. So it's been an incredible journey. So today I'm going to share a couple of things which you can do during this quarantine and which are very important, because the activity level has drastically dropped. If you are an athlete, or if you want to attend, or you have some goals with regards to an event, or you are just a fitness freak for that matter, so what you should be doing with regards to nutrition, because nutrition is the most important aspect when it comes to it's your goal, or it's your lifestyle, or it's your weight loss, or any other goals you have. Alright, so so I'm going to start with a basic difference between what's exercise nutrition and what is sports nutrition, because I think it's important for us to understand that what's the difference. And at this moment when you're working out at home, you are basically doing an exercise, or you're doing a physical activity, because in sports nutrition, or if you're an athlete, the training is pretty intense. It's with regards to, even if it regards to the intensity, duration, the kind of or the form of exercise you're doing, it's totally different, and that is somehow not possible at this point of time for you to do it. So now you're doing exercise or physical activity. So the most important difference is exercise nutrition is when you're doing a physical activity, maybe for an hour or maybe 1.5 hours or 2 hours, wherein if you're an athlete, and sports nutrition come into picture when you're training for more than 2 hours, and along with that you're also doing it maybe twice in a day, or the intensity or the duration is much more than what you're doing at this point of time. So that's the most important thing, because when you're when you're training for your goals, or when you're basically training for your sport, at that point of time the nutritional requirements are much higher as compared to what it is at this point of time. Because you are telling your body, when you're on the field, or when you're swimming, or when you're doing an event, at that point of time your body, if you imagine your body as a vehicle, for example, so your body is performing at maybe say 100 speed, but what has happened now is your body has come to 20 to 40. So at that point of time, if you're eating, I'm coming to the next point, which is very important. When you're training hard and when you're performing to the 100 or the maximum level of your body's capacity, at that point of time you need that much amount of fuel, or that much amount of energy coming in from the food what you eat. But now the difference is, since the intensity, since the duration has reduced, the food quantity also needs to reduce. I am not telling you to starve yourself and eat or don't eat or skip a meal. No. What you have to basically do is control the portion size. Okay, because as we are reducing the quantity, or as we are reducing the intensity and the duration of the exercise, it's very important for you to the portion as well, because that's the most important thing, which is going to make sure that if you're an athlete, if you're planning for Olympics in 2021, at that point of time your body is not bulked up with the food which you have eaten at this point of quarantine time. Okay, so the most important thing is, I'm going to tell you so I'm going to talk about 5 most important and the basic things which you can do at home with the limited ingredients of the groceries which you have. Okay, so the first and foremost thing is, have small and frequent meals. The reason being is because we are at home, we are craving for a lot of things which we used to eat outside, maybe say pani puri or pizza or burger or any sort of junk or any sweets for that matter. So I see a lot of people who are making things at home, and even I sometimes experiment with all these kind of desserts, and which can be done at home in a healthier way. The reason I'm telling you to have small and frequent meals is, number one, your body will have a constant supply of energy, constant supply of fuel. That's one thing. Number two is, your body will not have the habit of storing fat. Why I'm telling this is because when you starve yourself, your stress hormone cortisol goes up, and that gives a signal to your body or to your stomach or your digestive system that, boss, I need energy, I need fuel. Okay. And when your brain is like, no, I mean, I just had breakfast. If I have had breakfast around 9 o'clock in the morning, and if my lunch is around 1 or 2, my brain will, basically your stomach emptying time is 1.5 hours. So whatever you've eaten basically gets digested or gets to the intestinal system in 1.5 hours. So your stomach is like, boss, I need something to eat. But your brain, maybe if now I'm doing a video call, I mean a live session, or if I'm in a meeting, I am not able to eat. At that point of time, my brain is going to tell my digestive system that, boss, for this point of time, just make sure that you survive somehow. But the most important thing is, when this person is going to eat next, when I'll be having my lunch, most of the part of my lunch will get stored as fat, because your body will be in this dilemma that if Shreya is not eating anything after lunch for maybe next 3 to 4 hours, where am I going to get the energy from? So that's most important thing to understand, that if this cycle is broken down, and if you're giving some or the other thing to eat for your body, then this cycle will be broken down, and then ultimately it will not lead into excess of fat gain. Because for athletes, if you're at home, the most important thing is you're not putting on weight. And number one thing is, even if you're putting on weight, make sure that it is with regards to muscle mass and not with regards to fat mass. So that's the most important one point which I wanted you to focus on, is have small and frequent meals. It can be as easy as having a fruit, or maybe say dried fruits, or maybe you can have chickpea, or you can have some roasted chana or foxnut, or even different kinds of some snack items. Even laddus are fine in this weather, or at this point of time, and especially when you're doing a physical activity at home, then it's a heads up from my side. Okay, so that's the most important thing. Also, the next thing which I wanted to focus on was, there is nothing called as a magic diet. Because I'm very much sure that you must be looking around on internet and listening to webinars and a lot of sessions, and on that you must be hearing that people are doing intermittent fasting or keto diet, or going vegan for that matter. Because last week only I saw that documentary, and a lot of people have turned vegan. Trust me one thing, this is what I do, and this is what I would recommend you all to do, is this quarantine period is the best time when your body will tell you that what suits it and what will not suit it. Okay, so you need to play around, you need to understand that the kind of food what I'm putting in, how is it going to affect, or how is it going to improve my performance or stamina or endurance or weight or whatsoever reasons or goals you have. So the most important thing is, do not go for any sort of crash diets, and even if you want to go for it, just take experts advice. That's the most important thing. Because if you're reading something on the internet, or if one person has done it and he's telling you that it has worked wonders for him, no, it won't. Just apply your training techniques. If your coach has given you a particular training technique, at that point of time, if it is the same for other person also, then it's altogether a different story. But most of the time it is not the thing. If you've given a training pattern, or if you're training in a particular way, that is not most of the time similar for the other person, because your body is different, your genetic makeup is different. Along with that, the kind of fuel which your body is using for the sport you are into is also different. So just try and focus on what you're eating, because this is the most important time you can utilize, knowing that, okay, maybe I should, if I have apple, then what happens? If I'm eating something which is khatta, then whether it's giving me acidity or no. If I have milk, is it giving me some sort of an issue or not? So this is how basically you need to understand that what works for your body. So the second most important point which I wanted to tell you is, please do not go for any sort of a crash diet, or and even if you want to go for it, please go to experts. Please, there are dietitians, there are sports nutritionists, there are nutritionists who can definitely help you out with the same. Okay, so we were talking about food. Now the most important, most of you, the people who follow me, who are in my friend list, know that what kind of food I eat, and every day I keep on posting pictures with regards to my plate and what is there. So during this quarantine, I want you guys to focus on both the type of nutrients. One is your macronutrient and second is your micronutrients, because this is the time when your body will start diminishing. Or if you're working out and if you're not taking care of your body, then definitely these nutrients will be compromised. Talking about macronutrients, one tip which I would like to give you is, when you put up your plate or when you start serving yourself, try and have 1 or 2 katoris of dal and start your meal with it. It can be either dal, it can be sprouts, it can be paneer. If you're a non-vegetarian, it can be chicken or egg or fish or anything, whatever you're able to basically procure at this point of time. But since we're at home, dal is something which is pretty much easy to do. That's the reason why I'm suggesting you to start your meal with dal or some sort of protein, because that's gonna take care of your appetite. Okay, so and also it's gonna make sure that your portion is controlled, because protein is pretty much, I would say, it's little the components or the kind of this the protein has formation. It basically makes sure that your digestion process, or it takes good amount of time to digest it. So that's the reason why ultimately you'll start seeing the difference. Since we are at home, the most important thing is, if we are eating rice, this is also another task which I would like to give you is, see how your body is reacting to it. Most of the people would agree with me that when you have rice in the afternoon for lunch, you start feeling sleepy, you start feeling drowsy maybe in an hour or so. So try and see that and try and replace, or start your meal with dal, and then probably you can have a little bit portion of rice, and then you can have other things in your plate to make sure that and just see the difference. This is one task which I would like to give all of you to do, and see how your body, and tell me whether you feel sleepy after having a major chunk of your high quantity of protein or high quantity of dal in your lunch meal, and do you feel sleepy or not. Okay, so that's the most important thing. Coming to the micronutrients, everyone is talking about boosting immunity. Everyone is talking about how we need to make sure that our body's immunity is to the top level. So the quick nutrients which help you keep up your immunity is, number one, you might have heard about it, vitamin C. Okay, try and so food wise it's pretty easy now, but if you're not able to procure food, try and have a medicine or probably a supplement which is rich in vitamin C. You can somewhere around have 500 mcg to 1000 mcg of vitamin C in a day. But even if that's not possible, please focus on food. And you can, the easiest way to incorporate vitamin C is in your lime, guava, watermelon, muskmelon is in season, sweet lime, oranges. These are the easy doing foods, and try and focus on a lot of foods in your diet which is going to basically boost your immunity. Along with vitamin C, there are two most important nutrients which take care of your immunity is, number one, vitamin D. Why I'm focusing on vitamin D is, vitamin D has a crucial role, and when I consult my athletes, when I tell them to get the body composition done, at that point of time, their vitamin D is always either on the lower side or maybe borderline side. So at that point of time, it's very important to make sure that your bones are strong enough to perform well. Okay, so this is the time when you can incorporate milk and milk products which are rich in vitamin D. You can also incorporate seeds, like for example, I am having water which has chia seeds in it or sabja seeds, which is very easy, which is also going to take care of your hydration. So vitamin D, even if you are able to manage it with the food, I would also suggest, I generally don't suggest supplements on a platform where we are considering all the people together. but you can at least start having maybe say 1000 to 2000 IU, or max go to 5000 IU dosage of vitamin D3, in a tablet form, or in a maybe powder form, and you can have it at night. So that's the ideal dosage of vitamin D you can start with. The reason why I'm focusing on vitamin D is, today you're at home. Once this quarantine period is going to get over, you'll again go back on track, and you don't know, even if you start slowly and gradually with the training process, but you don't know whether your bones are strong enough or not. So if you're an athlete and if your vitamin D levels are on the lower side, then there are chances that once you bounce back to the training session or to the training regime, you might end up getting injuries. So this is the right time when you actually can work on your micronutrients, you can work on your body with regards to the right food or even supplementation. And the third most important thing is omega-3. Omega-3 and omega-6, which are healthy fats, we can call them, and the easiest source for them to have it from the seeds and nuts. Nuts are like your pistas, almonds, cashew nuts, even walnuts are the great source of omega-3 and omega-6. You can also have different kind of seeds in your diet, such as maybe flax seed, or chia seeds, or sabja, or pumpkin, or sunflower seeds. So one portion of these food in your diet is going to make a lot of difference, because these are the foods we tend to ignore when you're in your normal life, and this quarantine period was not there because our goals were altogether different, and we were too busy with our lives. So this is the time when you can actually utilize it to understand that which food is best for you and which is not. Alright, along with that, another thing which I wanted to talk about is, if you're training or if you're working out at home, please try and follow pre, during and post workout meals. So it can be as easy as having a date, or maybe a fruit or another dried fruits, just 30 minutes before your workout session. In between, you can have somewhere around like during your workout sessions, keep sipping on water, or you can also have nimbu pani. Yesterday I got a lot of questions with regards to what athletes should be doing at this point of time, and I've tried and covered it in the session and in the topics which I'm talking about. So with regards to hydration, sports drinks is something which, if in case you are training pretty intense still at home, then probably you can think about it. But like I said, let's go natural, let's go more with the foods which are available. So the best thing is, you can have nimbu pani, or you can have just plain water with sabja seeds in it, or you can have normal water as well. So that's the easiest way to have during workout. And if you're working out in the morning, try and have your breakfast as your post workout meal, so that you don't end up eating too much. That's another thing. And plus, if in case during the daytime you're doing your physical activity, try and have something which has protein as well as carbs post your workout session, because it is gonna store, or it is gonna reserve your muscle mass. If you're just focusing on protein, that's what the entire world is talking about. But if you don't have a carbohydrate source post your training session or workout session, then at that point of time you will start losing onto your muscle cells. Also, another information or other thing which I would like to focus is, since we are at home, you're not doing much kind of physical activity, your muscle starts to deplete, or tend to reduce in quantity after 3 to 4 weeks of time. So it's very essential for us to make sure that there is good amount of food post your training session or post your workout session, to make sure that your muscles are in good health. So that's about it. Also, another thing which I wanted to mention, yes, hydration. Even though we are at home, even though we are not, even if you are working out, most important thing is, please try and hydrate. At least have 2 to 3 liters of water in a day. No matter what amount of physical activity you are doing, but this should be the ideal water intake. Even if you are sitting at home, try and add sabja seeds to it, because they absorb water, they keep you hydrated from within. So that's most important. Even if you know that, okay, I am not able to, I'm too tied up with work, and I won't be able to have so much of water. So that's the most important thing. And last but not the least, before I take questions, is since we are at home, we don't have much work to do. Just make sure that your sleep and screen time has reduced, or try to work on it. I know it's kind of difficult. I know even sometimes I tend to sleep late because we are not into that much of activity, and plus there is not much things to do. But like I said, work on your sleep, because sleep is very important to make sure that you do not end up eating too much. Because if you have lesser sleep, research suggests that your appetite goes up and you end up eating more than what is required by your body. So that's most important thing. Work on your sleep. Try and at least get 5 to 6 hours of sleep. Along with that, reduce your screen time, no matter if you're playing Ludo or if you're maybe watching something on Netflix or Amazon Prime. Just make sure that you are reducing your screen time, and you're working on your sleep. So that's the most important thing. Alright, so I think I'm gonna take a few questions before we move ahead with it. Okay, so Arun is asking what to eat before going to exercise. Like I mentioned, you can have a fruit or you can have a dried fruit just before going to exercise. Also, what you can do is, if in case you are working out during the daytime, make sure that your major meal, either it can be breakfast, lunch, or other meals, or your snack meals, are 2 hours before you exercise. Because like I mentioned, your body takes at least 1.5 hours, or your stomach takes 1.5 hours to push in that food into the intestinal system for the better digestion. So let's try and go easy with the food at this point of time, so that you're giving good amount of nutrients along with good amount of fuel to your body to exercise, and along with that it is not adding up to the weight. So that's about it. Okay, Pratik is asking then in what way does intermittent fasting comes in. So intermittent fasting, there are different ways, there are different windows which you can follow, and every person's body depends, or it shows different results when you try and do intermittent fasting. The most important thing with intermittent fasting is you need to understand what your body is going to suit with, and another thing is which window you're following. So if you want to do intermittent fasting, it's better you talk to a nutritionist or talk to a dietitian who knows much more about it. And then once she gets to know about your body and its habit, and how it is responding to certain kind of diet, or what you were following before planning to go on with the intermittent fasting, then I think this is how you can probably plan and see whether you want to go ahead with the intermittent fasting or not. Is whey protein supplement good for health? One thing which I tell everyone, and this is what I believe, is no food is bad. No food or no supplement is bad. A lot of people talk about certain foods which are bad and which are not good, and it has some sort of effects. But with regards to whey protein, if you're asking at this point of time when you're at home and when you're not, your physical activity has reduced, then at that point of time it's important to make sure that the dosage is either you can take half scoop depending upon what your body requirements is. And yes, whey protein is good for health, knowing that which kind of whey protein you're taking, because there are 3 different types of whey, and what is the requirement whey protein. So if in case, so supplement, one thing which I would like to talk about supplements is, if you're able to meet your daily requirement of each and every nutrient with the food, then in that case it is not required to take any sort of protein. If you're a vegetarian, if you're a vegan, then it's altogether a different game. But if you are able, or if your nutritionist is able to take care of all the requirements, then the protein is not required. But if in case your activity level or your training is on the higher side, and on the other days apart from the quarantine days, then yes, definitely you can definitely take whey protein, and it's good provided you're taking an expert's advice on the supplements, because supplements is something which has its pros and cons. So as like your normal or any sort of a diet, so it's always better to look for experts advice. Okay, Omkar is asking, we don't able to take protein in this quarantine period, so what should we replace protein after workout? Please suggest, ma'am. So what you can do is, with regards to protein, if you can have egg, or you can just have 1 glass of milk, maybe you can add a little bit of turmeric and pepper powder to it, or you can add cocoa powder to it, because even dark chocolate is great for your recovery process. Or you can just replace, if you're having if your post workout meal is with breakfast, then you can have something like egg sandwich, or maybe paneer sandwich, or soya or tofu. But milk is the best option post workout, so you can have either milk as a source of protein, or even egg, or even paneer for that matter. Okay, Mr. Sunil is asking, our Indian sports persons who have booked a seat in Tokyo Olympics now are at home. All their nutrition protocols plans have been disturbed. What do you suggest them now? Games are next year, but what to suggest for these 2 months when they're at home? Okay, so all the strategies which I told, because every sport requirements are different, every sport energy or the fuel requirements are different. So the most important thing is what you can probably do is, with regards to the nutrition strategies, try and focus more on having frequent meals so that it will not compromise on your weight. Along with that, make sure that your macro and micronutrients are in check, because if they are in check, then it's not going to compromise on your performance once you're back on track. So this is how you can probably start planning for the Olympics, and even along with that, you can obviously come to an expert and then make sure that you know all the things are in place for you. Okay, Seema is saying very informative. Thank you, Seema. Ritik is asking, what can we have before training early morning after waking up? All right, pretty interesting question. As soon as you wake up, you can just have handful of almonds. You can probably pre-soak it, or you can have 2 dates, or you can have one small banana, or you can have probably nuts, handful of dried fruits and nuts you can do, or also you can have small laddu. Since you're at home, you can have little laddu, or you can have two cubes or 1 cubes of chikki also you can have just before your training session. Okay, Vinay is asking, hello, should we have water during workout? Yes, for sure. You can definitely have water during workout, because generally what happens is when you're working out, your muscles are striving hard and they're doing intense amount of activity. Along with that, your muscles internally, if you see, then they tend to become, if you're not drinking water, or if you're not hydrating well, they tend to become dry from within. So if you're not working, if you're not having water or any sort of fluid during your workout sessions, then there are higher chances that you might get a cramp, or your sodium and potassium levels might go haywire. So it's important if you have some sort of fluid during your workout sessions. Okay, Shubh is asking, tell us about career in sports nutrition and its future aspects in India. Career in sports nutrition is amazing. You will enjoy every bit of it, no matter which part of the world you are in. And it's booming in India for sure. There are very few sports nutritionists in India, and luckily they are in every part of the country. So it's really nice, it's very informative. Just every, as like other career aspects, every career has its pros and cons. There are a lot of challenges, because it's not like normal dietetics or clinical nutrition, because every athlete is different, every athlete sport is different, body is different. So you have to really take care of each and every aspect when you're dealing with an athlete. If you want to know more about the career, or if you want to know about the courses, then ISST is providing diploma and master's course in sports nutrition. So you can just go on their website, or you can just comment, or you can just get in touch with their Facebook page to know more about it. Okay, Akash is asking, what should we eat to increase digestion of food? The most important ingredient, I would say, or the most important food which takes care of your digestion, are your probiotics. So the easiest and the most doable thing what you can do to improve your digestion is try and incorporate 1 katori of 1 katori of dahi, curd or yogurt or buttermilk, lassi, chas, any of these for your major meals, like your lunch and for your dinner, to improve the digestion, because they are rich in your healthy bacteria which are required for the digestion process. And since our lifestyle has changed, since there is so much of stress around us, your body is also compromising on all these nutrients, and with the kind of food we eat, even that tends to hamper the internal bacteria or the probiotics. So try and incorporate at least 1 katori or 1 glass of buttermilk, or any of these options which I told about on the. Okay, Urvi is asking, what will you recommend for women athletes during menstrual cycle, as they really feel fatigue and heavy? Very good and interesting question, Urvi. For women athletes, menstrual cycles, it's something which you can't ignore. Most important thing what you can do is, I suggest to all of my female athletes, is for at least first and second day try and take break. do not do a lot of intense activity, or just try and reduce the intensity of the activity and the duration of the activity. Along with that, make sure that your iron levels are in check. Along with iron, your transfer and saturation, the protein which binds to your iron molecule, even your TIBC, all these parameters are in check, because the reason why you're feeling fatigued is probably when there is not enough of blood flow to your overall body. So another thing what you can do is, on that particular day, try and have foods, even though you don't feel like eating much, but try and having small and frequent meals like I mentioned earlier, and have foods which are basically gonna soothe you down. And when you're feeling heavy, it's basically because there's a lot of bloating, there's water retention. So make sure that you're hydrating well, having fruit juices or probably dahi or any sort of milk products, or even smoothies for that matter, to compensate or to take care of the bloating, and to make sure that your body is basically recovering from it. So the best advice is you try and rest it out for 2 days, and probably then you can go back on the schedule. And iron is most important nutrient which you have to work on during those periods. And even vitamin E works well for some people, because vitamin E, at least I've seen it for myself as well, that if you have a tablet of vitamin C, or if your vitamin E intake with the food is good, there's not much of cramps, or at least those are being taken care of with regards to all the symptoms. So that's how it is. Ankur Dhawa is, hi Ankur, good to see you, is my Olympian champion, and he's an Arjuna award winner as well. How many meals good these days? So like I said, Ankur, please try and have at least 6 to 7 or 5 to 6 meals in a day. Even if you're doing some sort of physical activity, or even if you're not doing, try and have at least 5 to 6 meals in a day, broken down evenly with regards to small and easy options. Okay, I'm gonna take only a couple of questions because I think we are out of time. Okay, tell something about, Vipul is asking, tell something about diet benefits and all. Okay, so detox diet is basically the most important thing with detox diet is not, it does not work on everyone. You have to know about your body composition or your body type. When I personally tried detox diet, it was a havoc, and I couldn't deal with it. By 4 o'clock, I was feeling, my head was heavy, and then I was feeling all fatigued out, and I couldn't concentrate. So detox diet is basically when you are not incorporating simple carbs or even complex, and you're not having your normal dal chawal roti, you're more focusing on greens and salads, and even milk products are out of the diet regime. So, and you're having a lot of sprouts. It's basically to your body to give some sort of rest, and along with that, to remove the toxins which are formed on a daily basis, no matter what, if they are with the exercise or with your stress levels. So that's the function of detox diet. The best thing what you can do these days is try and have 1 glass of green juice to just detoxify your body with the stress what we are dealing with. You can probably add mint, you can add tulsi, you can add a little bit of lime, honey, some sort of seeds to it, and a little bit of water, to at least have that much source of detox diet. So this is how it works. But like I mentioned, every body type cannot deal with detox diet, and same is applicable for every other diet which you are following. Surendra is asking how much hours of fitness is expected at the age of 12. I would say maybe, see, I can't commit to you with regards to a number, because I'm not the exercise expert over here. But for a 12-year-old, what you can probably do is you can see how that kid is doing with regards to, and what is his forte, how his body is responding to every physical activity what that person or the kid is doing. And but try and not push it to like how athletes are doing. If he or she is in a different sport, then it's okay if he is training for maybe say 2-3 hours or 4 hours in a day. But talking about fitness, try and restrict it to maybe 1 hour, but don't go beyond 1 hour, because otherwise then they'll be exhausted. Because when I deal with kids, trust me, I sometimes feel that they are dealing with a lot of things. They get up in the morning, go to training, go to school, then tuitions, then again training, and then they come back and they're exhausted. So try and not make them more fatigued out with the exercise or with the fitness. Okay, Falgun is asking how to increase metabolic rate during this lockdown. So metabolic rate depends on lot of things. One thing is if you're not sleeping well, your metabolic rate is going to go down. Number one. Number two is if you're incorporating foods which are rich in fiber, maybe say like your sprouts or salads or green tea for that matter, or any sort of caffeine. So every food has a different way to reacting to the metabolic rate. So there is no magic formula to improve metabolic rate because it is person wise, it is different. Also, what I mentioned about having small and frequent meals also have an impact on the metabolic rate. So if you're doing that, you will at least see different different rate, or at least there will be a slight increase in your metabolic rate. So having small meals is another easy option. Shilpa is asking what type of breakfast should we have daily, and especially vegetarians. Go with the easy ones. You can have poha, you can have upma, you can have South Indian options, you can have paratha. When I suggest people, I come up with lot of options because we are humans. We don't like sticking to one thing and having that one thing for maybe months or couple of weeks. I cannot have oats for the entire week. I need variety. Every person has a different sort of taste. And in India, there's so much of diversity with regards to food options, with regards to meal options. So you have a lot of varieties. When I have clients, I give them a lot of variety with regards to foods. The only important thing is you need to make sure that the portion is sufficient and it is in control for your requirements, and along with that the meal is sufficient in nutrients as well. So for vegetarians, like I said, you can have all these options. You can try and incorporate peas or sprouts or moong sprouts in your poha, or probably just a bowl with the breakfast option to make sure that there is some sort of protein coming in along with the fiber. So that's the breakfast option which you can have. Aditya is asking how much protein should one consume for muscle gain. The daily intake for sedentary lifestyle is 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kg body weight. But if you're doing maybe say 1 hour of activity, or even for the muscle gain, try and stick to maybe say 1.3 or 1 to maximum 1.5 grams. Do not proceed more than 1.5 grams. Depending upon the kind of activity you're doing, and especially for the quarantine period. Along with that, the most important thing for those who have questions with regards to protein is try and hydrate well, because if you're not hydrating well, when people talk about whey protein and other proteins, they're like whether it is safe or not. The only problem people have is they are not hydrating well. If that is not happening, your kidneys will be compromised. So the most important thing with the protein is you can make sure that even if you're having sufficient amount throughout the day with the diet or with the supplementation, you should be taking care of your hydration as well. Diet food during this quarantine, any simple food, have whatever is available. Please do not hesitate with regards to, I'm not gonna give you fancy options like broccoli and quinoa and other things. Whichever or whatever food it is at home, try and have them. Even if it is dal chawal roti, keep one thing in mind, that the food portion should be similar. Every food option which you're having or which is cooked at home, measure it, at least fix one katori for it, and it should be same as of your fist size. So eat at your fist as your fist size. So the most important thing is fix a katori and try and maintain on the portion size, and have whatever is available at home, because this is the need of an hour, and the food is something which we can't really ignore, and that's the most important thing for our survival as well. Vipul is saying very informative. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Vipul. Pratik is asking, especially South Indian is healthy food. Yes, Pratik, it is pretty healthy because it is fermented. The gut bacteria does not have to do a lot of work, and plus it is good with regards to nutrients, and it will not add up to the weight as well. So I think we've covered up all the questions. If you have more questions, you can go to my website. It's www.shreyaadhav.com. You can also check us on the Facebook page. We are there on Instagram. We are there on Twitter, LinkedIn. So if you have any questions, you can get in touch with me. So time to sign off. Please be safe, eat healthy, stay healthy. Try and not stress too much about what is happening around the world.